Have you ever really thought about how a set of dentures is made? I mean, it's one of those things you don't think about often, but the process is this incredible mix of detailed art and really precise science. So let's dive into this journey and see how you craft a perfect smile, literally from scratch.
Just look at this. It's a finished denture, and it looks unbelievably lifelike, right? Well, believe it or not, this amazing piece of engineering started its life as just a simple, shapeless block of wax. So how in the world do you go from that to this? That's exactly what we're going to break down.
Everything, and I mean everything, starts with an artist's touch. Long before any of the high-tech stuff happens, a super skilled technician is meticulously sculpting the denture's foundation out of wax. This is where they lay the groundwork for that natural, comfortable look and feel. Now, a huge part of this artistry has a specific name. It's called festooning. And this isn't just about sticking teeth into wax. No, this is a delicate process of carving the wax base to mimic all the subtle, natural curves of real gum tissue. It's what makes a denture look totally natural instead of, fake. And here you can see the result perfectly. Notice how the pink wax isn't just a flat slab. It's got these gentle ridges and curves that copy where the roots of natural teeth would be. This tiny detail is absolutely what makes the final denture look like it actually belongs there. So the main takeaway here is that this art portion, as it's called, is non-negotiable. It's all about creating a convincing illusion, imitating the shape and feel of the tissues around our natural teeth to get a look that's completely seamless and believable. Alright, so once that beautiful wax sculpture is perfected, it's time for the science to take over. We've got to somehow transform this delicate wax model into a hard, super durable acrylic prosthetic that can handle all the wear and tear of daily life. Now, there are a few different ways to do this, including things like high-pressure injection molding or even using microwave energy. But for our purposes, we're going to focus on the most common and time-tested technique out there, compression molding. Compression molding is a whole process in itself. Basically, you take the wax denture, you encase it in a special mold, you melt out all the wax, and then you pack acrylic resin into the empty space. It's kind of like the lost wax method that artists use to cast bronze sculptures, but instead of a sculpture, you're making a smile. And this is what the process looks like in the lab. The wax models get carefully placed into these heavy-duty metal containers called flasks. Then, this powerful press applies a ton of pressure during the whole molding process. This is what makes sure the final acrylic is dense, strong, and captures every single tiny detail from that original wax sculpture. Okay, so now we have the final form. But let's talk about the genius that goes into its shape. Because a denture isn't just about looking good. Every single surface, every curve is engineered for a very specific job, from keeping it stable to helping you speak clearly. So, a denture has three main surfaces. You've got the impression surface that sits on the gums, the occlusal surface that's for chewing, and the polished surfaces that touch your tongue and cheeks. And it's these polished surfaces where some of the really clever engineering happens. Take the lower denture, for example. Keeping it stable is often a huge challenge, but a brilliant design trick helps solve it. The polished surfaces on both the inside and outside are shaped to be slightly concave. This clever shape lets the muscles in your tongue and cheeks naturally grip the denture, which helps hold it down and keeps it stable when you talk or eat. So smart! This brings us to a really interesting question, especially about the upper denture. The shape is obviously important for fit, but could it actually change the way you speak? Like, could your false teeth actually give you a lisp? The answer is a huge, resounding yes. The palatal surface, that's the part that makes up the roof of your mouth, is incredibly important for speech. It's the surface your tongue touches to form very specific sounds. And here's the aha moment. Get this. If the curve of that palatal surface is just a little too deep or too sharp, it can mess with how your tongue controls the airflow. And the result? A clear S sound can get distorted and come out sounding more like a sh sound. It's such a tiny detail, but it has a massive impact on communication. So after the denture is processed and engineered, it's still not quite ready to go. The final stage is all about a series of super careful adjustments to make sure it works perfectly and feels comfortable. Think of this as the final quality control phase. Technicians do something called selective grinding to make sure the bite is perfect. They often use what's known as the Bowl principle, which stands for buccal upper, lingual lower. It's just a guide for which parts of the teeth to adjust. After that, they check for smooth movement and give the whole thing a final high polish, which is really important for comfort and for keeping it clean.
So, as we've seen, making a denture is so much more than just making a set of fake teeth. It's a whole journey that turns simple wax and acrylic into a piece of custom-engineered functional art.
And this quote really just nails the whole idea. The goal isn't just to replace what's gone, but to imitate nature as closely as humanly possible, blending real artistry with a deep scientific understanding of anatomy.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? From the artistic carving of the gums to the precise engineering for speech, the humble denture is a true hidden marvel. So, what other everyday objects are out there hiding a similar incredible fusion of art and science right under our noses?